And this interview coming up on 365 Sports is brought to you by Alan Samuels, House of Travel.
Alan Samuels, House of Travel. We are not here without them.
No doubt about it, thanks to Bambi SQ.
For a long time, the representative we have, Chet Edwards, just fought for it and said he would never, look, you're not cutting this funding.
Yeah.
Like, you are not cutting the funding. This thing's one of the largest in the country. We're not cutting the funding to it. And it's been kind of ingrained in the culture of the state of, look, you can, like, all those other 49, you guys do what you want, but it's not going to be here. And my dad was in that VA, and it was, I mean, I think he probably got 6 extra years of life out of it.
That come and take it mentality is persistent in Texas. And, we got the Texas flag and the military flag, and then we got the cannon. Come and take our funding.
Brian Newberry, the head coach, and we're going to get into Navy and say a lot about what you mentioned about being in Texas if you're a veteran, but just joining and serving our country, you did. But Brian Newberry was a Baylor guy.
Yeah, he was.
Man, they're good.
Man, it's hard to win 11 games against air. I mean, like 11 games is a remarkable deal. And, I think North Texas was a buzzsaw for sure. But I mean, conceivably could have won 12 games. And so I'm really proud of him, man. I'm proud of him. How he took over for Kenny, that's emotionally was a tough thing, but they did it right. And, Coach Cronick's come in here and Volker and the kids, man, the kids are just so impressive. They're the strength staff there is awesome. I mean, it's really cool. It's fun to stay connected to the brotherhood and watch what they're doing now.
I get more emotional. My dad passed. His dad passed the same year, 2015. And the year that Navy had been on that incredible streak of like 14 straight. But I remember that game, they knocked the pass down in the end zone and won it. And that might have been the last time I just bawled my eyes out because I know how much that always meant to him.
Yeah.
And they're trying to decide what they want to do with the game because of the playoff and all that. And I don't know if I don't know if there's anything more emotional. Auburn and Alabama, Texas, OU, whatever. But that.
Yeah, I mean,
you played in it, man.
Yeah, you've heard me say this before, man. I got interviewed, I think it was like 15 years ago or something, and they said, hey, what do you think the greatest rivalry is? And it was kind of a loaded question. I could tell where they're going with it. And I say, hey, what do you think? And they told me all this thing. I said, listen, those are great games, but Army-Navy stands apart. And they go, why? I'm like, you show me another game where everybody playing is willing to die for everybody watching. And I'll tell you the company. And they just kind of like, man, yeah, 100%. And so it's incredibly special. My deal, you know me, man, I played midnight in the parking lot with no one watching. Like, I'm not going to convince you to watch this game. You ought to want to watch it. Like the same thing with kids who want to go, I'm not going to recruit you. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to call you to it. And if that matters, then come. But if it doesn't, go do something great somewhere else, man. I'm not the guy that's going to tell you what's hard is easy. I'm going to tell you this hurts, but it's worth it. And if that stirs your soul, then come and try to be a part of it, right? And so, I think the game will remain precious and unique to everyone that matters the most. And I think it'll like once you touch it, you want to be a part of it forever, right? And so, whether the game is on that day by itself or not, I don't really care. Like
I think they're going to protect at least like a buffer around it. They're still going to have games, but yeah.
Like, they're not going to put anything up against it.
No, because then Chuck Norris comes out of retirement. Old Chuck's got an opinion.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
That one.
You just keep it isolated. That's a great. If you told me I can watch Army Navy and then a playoff game at night,
that's not bad.
That's one hell of a day.
Where I want to preserve the ability for the service academies to be in the playoffs.
Yes,
I mean if you look at it conceivably, Naval Academy was knocking on the door to be able to go to the playoffs.
Now let me run this theory by you.
Sure.
Of any of the non-Power 4 teams, a service academy would scare the crap out of me.
100%.
In a playoff situation where because you can, I know a lot of coaches who will 3 weeks before they're playing Navy, sneak in some prep on Navy just so it's in the brain.
Yeah, it's interesting because almost the more talent you have, the better advantage we have because a lot of times talent shields you to a point from having to cultivate discipline.
Yeah.
And if you don't have discipline, we're going to gash you, especially with the athletes, these kids that are going now. Like, man, if you don't have discipline, there's a whole story behind it. But when I was in 8th grade, I was a 5th string fullback in 8th grade, Brandenburg Middle School, Garland, Texas.
Awesome.
That was bad enough, but there was only 3 other fullbacks. So Makes it even worse, man. And I was like, I'm gonna keep playing football because it's where my friends are. I want to be something bigger than myself. But how do I not die? So I wrote this formula down on a 3x5 card, and I still have it. And it's angles plus allies plus advantages equals achievements. Angles, understand my craft. Allies, run with the right people. Advantages, know what mine are, and complement them with other people, right? And it's kind of how I've done everything in my life. What I tell people, like, if we go against a really talented team, they've got advantages. So if we got angles and allies, that's good math. That's 2/3. I got 2/3 of the achievement equation when I have angles and I have allies. And one thing, the Naval Academy and other services, we will show up with precision, which is angles, and with love for each other, which is allies. And so all you got your advantages. And I got a chance that all you have is your advantages, right? Mm-hmm. And so in a playoff scenario, if a service academy hasn't been on your radar at all the entire year, then all of a sudden you're looking at a team you got to play with this kind of system and the play calling brilliance that Chronic has, and Horvath is just he's like a little Boy Scout serial killer. I mean,
he and Haynes King at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
To me, they're almost the same guys.
Yeah. And Woodson, the kid coming up behind him, Woodson's a man. I mean, that's a big old kid, man. He's got some wheels on him. So I'm excited, man. I'm proud. I'm proud because they've built an amazing team and they haven't compromised the character. I mean, that brotherhood is very much what I had in the 90s, man. And the love for each other, the commitment to each other. It's special, man. I've always been proud. And I'm as proud now as I've ever been.
Clint Bruce, Navy SEAL Team 5 with us here at Radio Row in San Francisco.
So what's the difference now? And I would assume it's minuscule because if you've played in that game, you probably always feel like you're playing in that game when you watch the game, and it's rarely a blowout.
Yeah, I have a hard time watching it.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss it, and two, I realize how much better these guys were than I were. So I have to contend with two things. One, I miss it, and two, I'm like, I probably wouldn't start on this team.
But don't you have, like, what do they call it, like animal instinct brain, where you've done something for so long, so if you're watching it, part of your brain is telling you, go get in. Go get in. You can help. Like, go get in.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, my bride's really funny. I can't watch that game in public. I got to kind of be by myself or by other guys. That I always say I got to be around people who get what I don't know how to say until I figure it out or I don't have to say it anymore. And that game is kind of the culmination of it, right? And so for me, it's a game I love. I've been back to one since I played because I've never really watched it. I played in all four, and I went back because a Medal of Honor recipient from the Army asked me, "You just give me a Medal of Honor recipient." Yeah. Bruce Crandall asked me to come. I was like, "Yeah, you got to say is that." And then we started winning, so he kicked me out of the suite. And then he told my wife she could stay. I'm like, "I'm not letting you
Wait
stay
a minute,
here."
yeah.
Bruce Crandall, he's a legendary. He was Snake Bleep from We Were Soldiers Once and Young. That's who that is. And but it's a special thing, man, and it's special for both sides. These kids in the Army, and I try to tell people, like, you'll be doing something downrange, and all of a sudden you dive onto a bird, and you look up, and the pilot's this thick-necked dude, and you're like, oh, I bet he played. Yeah. And you just know so much about him because you try to massacre each other for 4 years. And so I know how far he'll go to win because I went against him. And so it's the peak of – it's what you play the game for.
When you play hard, sometimes you fall hard. Sports injuries require special treatment. At Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, our team of expert doctors provides athletes and active adults with comprehensive sports medicine care, diagnostics. Whether you're in high school, college, or beyond, we'll help you get back on the field. Call on the team physicians for Baylor Athletics. Call Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics.
You mentioned Vic Valoria.
Yeah.
We have Phil Bennett on, who's an unbelievable analyst, longtime coach, great guy. And he knew Vic. And Baylor's been up and down the last few years, but he swears by Vic Valoria.
Yeah, Vic's great.
And you go by and see him.
Yeah.
And
I liberate any of their equipment that I don't believe they're using. I'm like, you don't look like you're using that. And I used to liberate equipment from Patterson too over at TCU. And because I'm like, you're not using it. I need this. And but I mean, Vic's just so he's an athlete. He's been an athlete. His wife was an athlete. She played soccer at SMU too, and so he understands the psychology of an athlete. But he's also like brilliant. Like he's got this brilliance when it comes to physiology and endurance. Because like me, Vic, I think was a better athlete than I was, but he's still a try-hard kid. And try-hard kids got to figure out how to stay injury-resistant. And I say, the best strength and conditioning coaches will tell you they have one mission: make injury-resistant athletes. And the second mission is make them bigger, faster, and stronger while making them injury-resistant. And then third is maintain the culture, right? So strength and conditioning staffs are the busiest part of any football staff, right? And Vic does it kind of with an ease and approachability, and so it's fun to watch him. It was fun to watch him at Florida State, fun to watch him at LSU, fun to watch him now. And their facilities are great, man.
Have you been in the new?
I have. It's like going to an Apple store.
Oh,
it's like walking into an Apple
really
store.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
By the way, Florida State alum. Yeah, hasn't won anything since he left. And just,
we're not saying it's because Vic's not there.
They had the one.
We're not saying it was.
The 2023, he wasn't there. Kind of a fluke. I'll just say. But yeah, it was. I just know. I remember when he was there, you could see he's the strength coach on the sideline. That is, sometimes they're stoic.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's stoic.
Not stoic.
No, he's definitely not stoic.
And players are rightly a little bit scared of him.
Yeah.
Like you got coaches you don't want to disappoint, and you got coaches you physically fear. And then you got coaches that are kind of a little bit of both. And Vic's kind of that little bit of both.
The experience of you being a part of the Navy, and whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, whatever, I this is a stupid, simple, generic question. What was it like to serve your country?
And it was the privilege of my life, right? Like I tell people all the time, like one of the questions I get asked all the time is like, what's your favorite gun? It's a natural question. And I always slow down and go, hey, you're asking me what my favorite gun is or what my favorite weapon is. And you guys kind of, like the younger they are, they'll like, well, it's the same thing. The older they are, people kind of intuitively know there's a difference, even if they don't know what it is. I go, listen, a gun is a tool. A weapon is what I use to win. My favorite weapon is a map. Because once I have a map, I have everything. I know where the bad guy will be, what to bring, what to leave, how to get home. And if I have a map, the worst I'll ever be is wrong, but I won't be lost, right? And I describe my life. I lived on the ball field, the battlefield, the boardroom, and the breakfast table. We're born onto a breakfast table. Sometimes that's great. Sometimes it could be better. Then we build one. And for me, the ball field and the battlefield are these seasons of life. And I will tell you, I'm the most fortunate guy when you see who I got to live life with on the ball field. Playing football at the Naval Academy, kind of growing up in Texas, the battlefield, being a member of the Special Operations Community. Listen, I loved being a SEAL. I did. But what I loved more is being a member of the United States military. Because for me, the SEAL teams is one fist on an arm, on a body.
Sure.
And it takes all of us to get the whole thing done. So I love being a member of the military. I love being a member of the SEAL community, the Special Operations community on the whole. I'm incredibly proud. I'm so encouraged by who's in those units now. I mean, these young folks, man, they are incredibly smart. They get tough quick. I mean, I think they grew up in an environment that is different than we're basically feral. Like if you're an 80s kid, like, you're like, you've already almost died probably 100 times.
Yeah.
So, the young, they bruise easily, but they get better fast. And so the quality of kid that's joining the military and the Navy in particular, and the whole breadth of what we do is really remarkable.
How much do you think that people don't realize that being in the military is not just being a SEAL? Like there are
100%. I mean, I'd say the door kicker community is maybe 10 to 15% of the military.
Yeah.
I mean, 85 to 90% of the military are these vocations that are immediately, to use that map analogy, like 80 to 90% of the military can transfer seamlessly from the battlefield to the boardroom. Like the Navy's a technical branch, right? And the seat of cyber warfare is in the United States Navy. So, I tell people, it's like, man, if you spend 4 or 5 years in the military from 18 to 24, 25, you are more ready to be successful in the boardroom map than a lot of your counterparts that have gone to college, right? And I deal with CEOs all the time. Like CEOs want people with some scars, right? And so when you leave the military and you have a technical or vocational skill, here's what I know. I know you have the skill, the competency to do what I do. I gotta teach you 20% of it. 80% of it's the same. 20% is a little bit different, but I know you can suffer. I know you're a great teammate. I know you understand chain of command. I know you're driven, like all these other things, right? And so I tell people, like, hiring veterans, it's not just the right thing, it's a good thing. Like if you want to win, you hire veterans.
I don't know how much detail you can get into, but obviously there was they went to Venezuela. the United States.
Quick Trip.
Yeah.
Quick Trip as well.
I read up on that a lot, and there were things that were used that maybe had never been used before, and that people were like, Mike, like the sonic, whatever that is, where that like stuns you. I know it's been used before, but when you read up on that, did any of that surprise you? How efficient and amazing?
Knowing those guys, knowing those units, knowing those doctrines, knowing those technologies and the platforms, like none of it was surprising to me. I mean, just they're so skilled, they're so capable. I'd have been the guy that like fell off the helicopter and then like I'd have been a human breaching charge. I fell off the helicopter, make a hole in the roof.
Yeah,
they're never expecting that. Like big chubby Clint broke a hole in the roof, and guys are like, "Hey, we'll just rappel down because Clint fell through the skylight."
There is, I'm sure, some sort of theater that Three Stooges tactics would work on, because wouldn't you think they'd be going around going like, what the hell?
It's like the Boondock Saints movie, bad TV. There's a great SEAL documentary from the mid-'90s, and there's a guy named Danny Carroll. Danny Carroll's one of the funniest people on the planet. And at the end of the documentary, he goes, "The truth of the matter is we're not that good. It's just everybody else sucks." Now, there's a percentage of that that's kind of accurate. Just suck less for longer is kind of what it ends in. That's always been my formula. Yeah. Like, suck less for longer. Like, just don't suck for longer than who you're going against, and it'll work out.
Brandon, aren't you serve, right? Aren't you in the reserve or something? I thought you said that one time you were, but we have
never too late. It's never too late, bud.
Yeah, but all those in the chat, we have Marines, Air Force, Army, Navy, all that.
Marines will let you know they're Marines.
Oh no,
real quick.
Yeah, really quick. They sometimes tell stories that are incredible.
I hadn't seen a friend of mine in 15 years.
Yeah,
and a couple years ago we got together on like a buddy's trip from high school.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, Navy, and I like slipped and said Navy, and he's like, buddy.
Yeah, they'll correct you. So you remind them like Department of the Navy, and then they'll go Men's Department, which is actually a pretty good comeback. Right. Like, that's good. You use it all the time because it works, right?
Yeah. The U.S. Navy. You want to give it how they can get in touch if they want to recruit?
And go to one of the great Navy football players, Tyree Barnes, the commander running the whole region for Texas. He's fantastic. Go to your recruiter, look online. The Navy's done a great job of creating an infrastructure that builds knowledge. The profession, the swath of professions you can participate in the Navy. Like if you want to join the Navy, you're going to see the world, right? And so there's something you're great at that we need, and it's going to give you an opportunity to do that, prove that, and distinguish yourself from your peers for the rest of your life. And it's you join the military so you can have these amazing adventures, and some careers have more, some careers have less of that, but you always leave with these relationships that you never thought possible with someone you would have never met had you not joined. And for that alone, a season of service is worth it.
We cherish your friendship, man.
Well, thank
we really
you, man.
do.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Again, Clint Bruce with us.
That's right.
NFL
Turkey
headquarters in San Francisco, 365 Sports.
I pitched in the major leagues for 24 years. And let me tell you, I can feel it in my joints. Shoulders, elbows, and knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do. I tried everything to get rid of the pain. Nothing worked until QC Kinetics.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens and other patients are getting lasting relief with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. No surgery.
I trust QC Kinetics. You should too. Let's commit to getting rid of all the pain.
Schedule your free consultation today. QC Kinetics. Better starts here.